Hello, I'm Tim Black. If you thought that railroad derailments were just short interruptions in your morning commute, you'd be disappointed. In fact, I have a story today from Ohio where it's turned into what could be potentially an environmental disaster, fallout of which could have far-reaching implications. Couple that with the fact that some people believe that this derailment was caused by cost cutting by corporations trying to make an extra buck. So we got greed and we got disaster. This story has been kept quiet for too long, so let's get into it. Buckle up. It's gonna get bumpy. On February 3rd, in Ohio, a train derailment exposed the surrounding areas to toxic chemicals, one of those being vinyl chloride. Vinyl chloride is a seriously dangerous chemical that can cause cancer in humans. In order to prevent a worse situation, Ohio officials released the vinyl chloride in a planned event. But what will be the fallout from the release of the chemicals? How will it impact the local area? We got concerns that are lingering around for good reason. We're talking reports of sick and dying animals, dead fish in nearby waterways, and residents with burning eyes and noses. Experts are voicing their concerns about the lingering emissions that could cause future damage. Can't quite quantify right now. This is a serious situation, folks. Time for the fine print. Now, this story is not getting enough attention, but it's also just the tip of an iceberg on a broader issue. We're talking about environmental injustice. It's important that these railroads prioritize safety over corporate greed. What happened to caring about the workers and what happened about caring about the local residents as they go through these towns? According to the Federal Railroad Administration, 2010 to 2019, there have been over 6,000 accidents involving hazardous materials on the railroads. These accidents resulted in 43 fatalities and over 1,400 injuries. And in that number of fatalities and injuries, are we talking about the workers or are we talking about those people in surrounding areas? Who is quantifying the amount of damage that is caused to the surrounding areas? And how can you count that? And when do you stop counting? An accident that occurred in 2010 could still ripple out effects of chemicals released into the environment for the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Who even knows? And if they even knew, would they tell us? Get where I'm going? We're just talking about the human toll because that's the most important. But don't forget, there's billions of dollars spent trying to clean up these messes. Caused by what? Greedy corporations putting profits over safety. More fine print. Black Americans are 3 times more likely to die from pollution than white Americans. Why is that? Because they live in areas where corporations care less about the protection of life over corporate profits. Palestine, Ohio is 95% white, and they didn't care. Well, the railroads didn't care about tracking through with hazardous materials, understaffed, undermanned railroad systems. What do you think they do in poor black areas? You think they care more or do they care less? I'm not saying either are expendable. Neither are expendable. But being as though this is America, I can tell you that there is story after story that I could do on a daily basis of environmental injustice to black communities, just like this one. And it wouldn't be an accident either. It would be the regular pumping of environmental toxins and pollutants into the area in order to save on disposal. With little to zero concern with the fallout and the effects of cancer-causing chemicals on those inhabitants, on those citizens, on those black citizens. What happened in Palestine, Ohio has not been examined nor analyzed fully. Experts are saying it will take time to determine just how much of a fallout this will be. Some have compared this to Chernobyl. It's also important to note that those same railroad workers were demanding pay increases, demanding the hiring of more staff. They saw this coming. Joe Biden came in and said, you can't strike. You would impact the supply chain. The citizens of Palestine, Ohio, their supply chain is even more impacted because they can't go home. And if they go home, who knows what they will deal with? And those that went home because they had nowhere else to go, what would this mean for them and their children? In conclusion, This story of Ohio, Palestine reminds me of a term we use in internet websites called below the fold or beneath the fold. That means when you go to a website, when it first pops up, in order to see it, you got to scroll down and keep scrolling. That's exactly how this story's been treated. It's below the fold. At the top of the fold has been China balloons. At the top of the fold has been AOC getting upset on the floor, doing like this. Marjorie Taylor Greene doing like this. While the whole world's talking about Rihanna's baby bump, there are people in Ohio saying, where'd this bump come from? All I want you to recognize is that we're dealing with serious issues in this country. So, share this story. Remember, we have to reel in corporate greed. We have to hold them accountable. And we have to protect ourselves, because if we don't look out for us, and if we don't sound the alarm, no one else will. Don't forget to hit like on this video. That helps it circulate. And subscribe to this channel for more news you ain't gonna get anywhere else. Surely you aren't gonna get it told to you like this. Kobe.